As part of Black History Month, we came across a story today I think might get your tummy rumbling. It is the tale of John Young, the original king of buffalo wings. In the 1960s, the young entrepreneur set up shop in Buffalo, cooking up breaded and fried chicken wings and then serving them up whole. But when riots destroyed many businesses in the late 60s in predominantly black communities, Young had to move his business, and over the years, other wing recipes and sauces took center stage. But recently, a group of historians got wind of his story, tracked down John's daughter, and they're now bringing back his special recipe through some pop-up locations with the Buffalo Bike Tours, where people once again can sample John's famous chicken wings. Earlier today, I spoke with his daughter about her father's recipe and legacy. Lina Brown Young joins us. She is the daughter of John Young, the original king of the buffalo wings. Lina, so good to see you.
Nice to be here.
Well, and as I understand it, the difference is definitely in the sauce. So what inspired your dad's recipe in this special sauce?
A tomato-based recipe. And later, in some of his travels, or one of his travels in particular, to Jamaica, he did add some fruits. So it kind of made his sauce a little sweet and tangy, I guess. So he added some other things. It was like a more sweet, tangy, spicy type of sauce. But I know when I was younger, I remember him calling that sauce Bahama Mama sauce. He tried to change the name of his sauce, but the name didn't really take. People just kept calling it mumbo sauce, even though he bottled it and had, I remember the label saying Bahama Mama sauce with the little Jamaican woman dancing on it. But people just stuck with the mumbo sauce. That's what was more acceptable, I guess, to most people. So he just stuck with it.
The mumbo sauce. Well, we're in the middle of Black History Month. What happened to your dad's recipe and the wings and his story over all these years? And why are we hearing about it now here in 2021?
Well, the story has never really dissipated, at least not here in Buffalo. Most people, especially people who were around in the 60s and 70s, they still know about wings and things. Black History Month came around and I was asked to do a little series on it, and I did. And from there, a historian here in Buffalo kind of just took a liking to the story. He's a person that does history, including food history in Buffalo. And so that's why the past year especially has it been, the whole year it's been going on. And I've been working with his tour business here in Buffalo. So we've been able to keep the story going all year because we've been able to do tours as opposed to, when Black History Month come around, it kind of get highlighted. But the story itself wasn't really lost here in Buffalo at all.
But we're all hearing about it now through these Buffalo Bike Tours. So there are lots of people who are maybe trying it for the first time. What's been the reaction from folks who are trying your dad's wing recipe and the mumbo sauce?
Well, I've gotten good feedback from the various people. We've had people from all over the country, some people from out of country, from Scotland, and various people were able to get reacquainted with it. Other people, first-time triers, especially the younger crowd, people probably from 40s and below. So it seems like they've been enjoying it. And it's different to them because they're so used to the typical way that it's so it's different to them to have a whole wing, which is the number one thing, that the wing is a whole wing and not pieces, and that it's served in barbecue sauce.
Oh, it's making me hungry, Lina. So I know that you're back in the kitchen. You're cooking up the special sauce. You're a big part of what's happening right now. And as I understand it, you had always had a dream of bottling up your dad's sauce and the wing recipe. Are you closer to that dream coming true now?
It's something that I'm considering, if at least on a local level, if possible. But if we can do something different, we'll just see with that. I know. Just to say, oh, let's just bottle a sauce is kind of easy to say, but not the easiest necessary to do. It's a lot of things involved with bottling, especially a food product. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But for sure, if you're in the Buffalo area, you can get it.
Oh, that's going to be my very first stop. Hey, before I let you go, your dad passed away in 1998. I'm curious what you think he would be thinking right now, seeing all of this come to light, being part of Black History Month, and he was a successful entrepreneur, how he would be taking all of this attention.
I think he would be quite happy. I think he'd be quite happy, but probably if my father was still around, things would have been already probably the ball rolling and beyond, way beyond where it is now, where people are just hearing about it. But he had so many ideas that he was working on, even up to the point of his, when he passed, as far as what he wanted to do in the food industry and the wing industry and the sauce industry, really the food industry in general, soul food industry. So I think he would be quite happy that it's definitely becoming well known and out there, and glad that people want to try his particular recipe.
Well, he definitely had something special, and I know you're doing your best to continue that family legacy. Lina Brown Young, the daughter of John Young, the original king of buffalo wings. I think everybody's stomach is growling, and these pop-ups, we wish you all the best success. And at some point, we'll stop by Buffalo and taste those things out.
Okay, we're going to try and give it a go while this month is still in for Black History Month, the last Wednesday in the month. We're actually going to do a pop-up here in Buffalo. So if anybody's around and know where the Broadway Market is, make sure they come see us over the lunch hour.
Very good. Lina, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.